Today we've got a story about a man who was literally destined to become a volleyball player from birth. His last name alone sounds like a brand. Nikolov, a name that's been synonymous with Bulgarian volleyball for decades. But today it's not just about legacy anymore, it's about a new generation. This is the story of Aleksandar Nikolov, a player who grew up in his father's shadow only to eventually outshine that shadow with his own light. Aleksandar Nikolov was born on November 30th, 2003 in the French city of Tours. And yes, that's no coincidence. At that moment, his father, the legendary Vladimir Nikolov, was playing for the local club. If you've been following volleyball for a while, you know this man well. Captain of the Bulgarian national team, an Olympian, a leader, an example and a symbol of his era. Alex's mom, Maya, was also a professional volleyball player. But her role was much bigger. It's worth noting that Maya was the first official coach for both brothers. When the family lived in France, she was unhappy with the local coach's approach, who treated volleyball more like a hobby. Seeing her son's potential, she took matters into her own hands, building their fundamental skills, perfecting their technique and instilling a professional attitude toward the sport from a very young age. Essentially, he was born into a volleyball family, where his father was a mentor and an example, and his mother was his first coach and guide. Aleks has brothers and a sister. The most famous is Moni Nikolov, a setter who already plays for the national team and moved to Lokomotiv Novosibirsk during the current off-season. It's with him that Aleks often appears in interviews and off-court footage. Many people first saw this family not on the court but on television. The Nikolovs appeared on Bulgarian shows several times. You can still find these clips online. A young Aleks and Moni, a homey atmosphere, everyday life scenes. If you look closely, you can already see the character of a future leader, calm, observant, with an inner confidence. And it's no surprise. Every day he saw how his father worked. The practices, the routine, the discipline. Today, these clips feel almost symbolic, a chronicle of the beginning of a long journey. Aleks started playing volleyball professionally at the club Levski Sofia, the same place where his father and later his brother began. He stood out not just because of his height, around 205 centimeters, but also for his game intelligence. The various Bulgarian youth national teams became his regular stage. U17, U19, at every level, Nikolov was a leader and took home individual awards: Best Server, Best Spiker and Best Outside Hitter. Many European talents go straight to professional clubs after their youth tournaments. But Aleks made a different choice. He went to the USA, enrolled at Long Beach State University and started playing in the NCAA. It's a decision that says a lot. He didn't just want to play, he wanted to grow as a person, to learn and to adapt. This is a rare path for a European volleyball player. At Long Beach, he instantly became a leader. He led the team to the NCAA final, and his name quickly became known across the ocean. America didn't see Nikolov's son, but an independent star who made history in his very first season, becoming the first ever freshman to be named Player of the Year. After his resounding success in the US, Aleksandar made a mature decision to leave the university and turn pro. A contract with Lube Civitanova was his ticket to the elite of Italian volleyball. The 19-year-old from Bulgaria stepped onto the court of the strongest league in the world and didn't even blink. A powerful serve, a confident attack and a cool head. He quickly became an important part of the roster as a hitter capable of covering two positions. At the same time, he got consistent call-ups to the national team, where he debuted at just 17. His role on the team isn't just as a scorer. He is a symbol of change, the face of a generation that is bringing Bulgaria back to its status as a top team. And the key piece of this revival is his duo with his brother. Aleks is the leader of the attack. Moni is the young, cool-headed setter who pushes the limits of what's possible. Their understanding is almost telepathic. The Italian press nicknamed them the phenomenal twins, even though they aren't actually twins. One sets, the other kills. One breath, one movement, almost like the Mia brothers from the anime. And just like that, almost in an instant, Aleks transforms from a regular substitute who comes in to serve into the best player of the 2025 World Championship. No one was betting on Bulgaria, but they not only confidently advance from a tough group, but also pull off a comeback from being down 0-2 in the quarterfinals. In the first set of the match against the USA, Aleksandar himself converted only 1 of 13 attacks. The pressure seemed unbearable. Anyone else might have broken, but not him. He lifts his head, he looks at his brother, a nod, and the comeback begins. Aleks catches fire, he starts destroying the opponent, carrying rallies on his own. The USA is stunned, it's a 3-2 historic turnaround. Nikolov's 29 points make him a national hero. That night he stopped being just an heir and became the author of his own legend. Riding that wave of momentum, Bulgaria makes it to the World Championship final, and even though the gold goes to their opponent, Aleks becomes the tournament's top scorer and best outside hitter. In the stands, Vladimir Nikolov applauds with tears in his eyes. His son didn't just follow his path, he decided to write his own story. In all his interviews, Aleksandar sounds more mature than his years, calm, without arrogance, but confident. Victories aren't miracles, but the result of discipline. The family name isn't a gift, but a responsibility. He is the embodiment of a new sports philosophy: mind, character, physical power, and intelligence. The story of Aleksandar Nikolov isn't a fairy tale about natural talent. It's about environment, upbringing, hard work, and an immense love for volleyball. Because, as cliché as it may sound, he can't imagine his life without this game. He's the boy who watched his father's practices, the student who conquered the USA, and the player the entire volleyball world is watching today. And alongside him are the people who make his journey stable: his mother and coach, Maya, his father and role model, Vlado, his brother and partner, Moni, and also his personal support and inspiration, his girlfriend Julita, who lives through every point with him. A legacy isn't a cage, it's a foundation. A father's shadow isn't an obstacle, but a direction for the light. Champions aren't born, they create themselves. The Nikolov dynasty continues. Now it has another hero. And by all accounts, this is just the beginning of a new great era for Bulgarian volleyball.